this is the problem. This is the problem when you allow for a billionaire to make a $200 million donation. And so maybe we really do need to have campaign finance regulations in this country.
You know, something is going really wrong in MAGA world when even Laura Loomer, one of the most incendiary figures out there, is making a valid point about the corruption system of legalized bribery that props up on our political and corporate elite.
I'm not saying that President Trump is bought and paid for, but it sounds like people are scared of crossing the king of the world, Elon Musk, the monarch, okay? Nobody wants to cross this guy, the richest man in the world who controls access to social media, the digital town square. It's unfortunate that the MAGA base has had to sustain abuse from the richest man in the world.
We're battle hardened over a decade of fighting. People are very, very, hey, that's nothing. It's somebody who cratered immediately is going to fight to the ends of the earth and for everything, and it's going to new steps of warfare. And the next tweet is that, oh yeah, well the thing needs to be reformed, but I only want to bring the Einsteins in.
The brewing civil war among Trump's MAGA loyalists over H-1B visas perfectly captures the contradictions of today's Republican Party. On one side, you've got the Steve Bannons and Laura Loomers whipping their base into a frenzy about foreign workers stealing jobs. On the other, corporate titans like Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy defending their visa program for the cheap labor it provides to their Silicon Valley empires. And yet both sides remain blind to the root problem, an unchecked capitalist system that dehumanizes workers, immigrant or not, for profit.
We haven't fought these battles over years and years and years to allow American citizens of every race, ethnicity, religion be gutted by the sociopathic overlords in Silicon Valley. So no, David Sachs and Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, no, you're complete collapse and you're thinking, oh, we're just trying to reform it. We're just trying to have a conversation, we want to reform it. No, there's no reformation, no reform. We want reparations for the tech workers that you stole their lives.
As much as people say, well, Elon is a billionaire outsider. First, I don't mind that they're billionaires. I like people that are successful. What is the difference whether they're a billionaire or broke? I'd rather have someone successful. And I like that it's an outsider and an engineer.
He has billions of dollars tied up in government contracts. You don't see a conflict of interest here?
Everyone has a conflict of interest
but
at some
that's like
level.
A pretty big one.
The guy's worth $450 billion as of today and this month. So I don't think he's doing it for the money. He's doing it for the bigger project and the bigger vision of America. He doesn't need the dollars. He really doesn't.
Musk and Ramaswamy are quickly learning a hard lesson. They courted the MAGA base by leaning into Trump's nativist rhetoric. But now they're on the receiving end of the very xenophobia they helped stoke. The irony is delicious, but the implications are devastating. This infighting isn't about solving the labor shortage or fixing a broken immigration system. It's about scapegoating immigrants, while the billionaires behind the scenes laugh all the way to the bank. What makes this even more infuriating is how close both factions are to stumbling upon what we've been saying on the left for years. Corporate greed and systemic exploitation are the real enemies here, not immigrants. But instead of addressing the exploitation, they double down on bigotry and division, ensuring that no meaningful reform will ever take place.
Elon paid hundreds of millions of dollars to help Trump, who ran on a xenophobic platform of deporting immigrants, win the presidency. And yet, now he can't understand why the rabid base of unrepentant racists that he emboldened continues to be racist. Man Votes for Leopard Eating Faces Party did not think leopards would eat his face too. We should absolutely bring the best and brightest talent to the United States, because if they don't come here, they go elsewhere. There's actually a 100% quote-unquote America First incentive to do this. Now, of course, MAGA doesn't care, because for them it's more about promoting white Americans than America as a whole.
Brian Tyler Cohen points out, we should be welcoming skilled workers from across the globe, not demonizing them. Immigration has always strengthened America. But Musk and Vivek, blinded by their wealth and egos, underestimated how deeply entrenched racism and nativism are in their own base. Now they're reaping what they sowed.
Actually, a lot more people think if you could just literally just shoot people at the border, they wouldn't come anymore. Would you put alligators out there or snakes in the water?
Would we want to be a country that shot people who came across the border then?
Yeah, I mean, because you can't just let everyone overrun the country, because you're gonna make it so the whole boat crashes, tips over and sinks. You want to only let in a certain amount, and you want to marry. You want to scream too. You don't want just people to walk in by foot. Right. You want them to come by airplanes. You want them to come by trains. You want to screen them. know who they are before they come in,
So once in a while, if you shot some, you think it would scare people from coming?
And like, why do people think that we have to be the country that lets everyone in? Like everyone's under this like brainwashing that you have to let everyone in, or you're a mean person or something.
Well, we were a country of immigrants, right?
I mean, you could go back to like ancient Rome, the same thing. They let in too many people from around their empire.
But I'm just talking about our country was founded on principles about, give us your tired, you're poor, you're hungry.
But we didn't have they weren't getting food stamps. They weren't getting supported by the government when they came here. They were on their own when they came here. If they did that now, people would like respect them more. If they did that, we want the country to go back to how it was.
In what ways? What did you prefer then to now?
Well, I mean, obviously a lot of things didn't get accomplished because he tried, to close the border and all that stuff. Like that's important to us, but he wasn't able to accomplish all the way. We like this travel ban to keep America safe. We liked how he was trying to take money away from tell NATO countries to start putting more money out.
When you say the travel ban, the Muslim travel ban?
Yeah, because I mean. You gotta keep the country safe, even though if it hurts some people's opinion, feelings. You just gotta do it.
Do you think that a bill in Congress that would allow the president to shut down different border crossings as he saw fit or she saw fit, do you think that would be a good thing to have in place?
Yeah, you should only allow only a few people in here, based on merit, but also they should have to be able to take care of themselves. Like that's the important thing that no party's talked about. We don't have any extra money to be given to other people that are coming here. I mean, it's not necessarily, it doesn't mean that you're racist. It just means you need to take care of your own.
Yeah, I'm concerned about people coming into our country that we don't know who they are for sure.
The Biden administration is now building the wall and adding to border security. Is that a good thing?
Well, it is if he's actually doing that. I think that he could build part of a wall and, say that he built it, but I don't really trust the Biden administration.
How come?
Just because of our open borders. I mean, we're supposed to have a secure border, and he's allowed hundreds and thousands of people to come through. So, I have to ask the question, why? Why is he doing that?
You think he wants all of these immigrants to come through?
I think they have a plan and a purpose for it, and it kind of reminds me of a Trojan horse,
So what is the plan with immigrants and allowing people? I'm not sure I follow you.
I think he wants to change America. If he can change the people, the culture, he can change our country.
The commercials that show are saying that, the immigrants are not, criminals. They are. My parents came from another country, but they came legally, and it was hard for them. Don't come here illegally and take over our country and then try to change it to be your country.
What's the one thing you want to see him do on day one should he be elected again to the presidency?
Finish the wall. He's got to finish the wall.
Even up here in New Hampshire, that's an issue.
Absolutely. And I really didn't think it was, and now I'm noticing. It's just little things that happen every day, and, then, it's a month, and you go, wow, it is.
How do you feel it here? Like, what are the little things here?
Jobs. Jobs are being taken by people who, don't have a Social Security number. They're not paying taxes. And where do you go? What do you do? But yet other people who want to work can't get in. So it's frustrating. It really is.
The Republican Party's civil war over immigration and corporate loyalty is not just exposing their hypocrisy. It's laying bare the larger truth about Trump's second term. This isn't a movement that will ever work for the people. It's a vehicle for billionaires to expand their power, all while their supporters are distracted by culture wars and scapegoats. It's time we recognize that both factions of this argument are complicit in perpetuating the very systems they claim to oppose.